So in this video, I wanted to talk about porn addiction. Having helped thousands of couples all around the world to rebuild their relationship after porn addiction, or helping individuals to become free of the habit, I wanted to explain some of the damaging effects that it can cause an individual, and it can also cause a couple. So let's talk about the individual. Sadly, statistics show that 40% of young adolescent men learn about sex education from porn. 40%. So it can very early on become a habit that can then become an addictive pattern. And it causes problems when people start to use porn to fix their feelings. For example, they feel stressed, they feel lonely, they feel bored, they don't feel good enough. And to release this stress, tension, anxiety, they watch porn. And then they feel pleasure, they feel a release, and then it becomes an addictive pattern. And so this can cause a problem in relationships later on in life because they don't know how to deal with their feelings and express their feelings, and they become desensitized to a woman's body. I'm talking about men here for this moment. So they become desensitized to seeing a woman's body for what it is, because they're so exposed to women being naked. When they're next to their partner naked, they're less aroused because they're watching porn so much. Also, a damaging effect can be that they expect sex to be wild and crazy and women to be screaming and to be so into it, whereas sexual relationships build and grow and they get more exciting and women get more confident and men get more confident over time being in the relationship together. It doesn't start like this big wild show. And if men learn about sex through porn, they can have these high expectations of how sex is going to be, and it doesn't match up to that. So then they can start to feel there's something wrong with me. I'm not doing it right. Why is my wife, girlfriend, woman not screaming, not passionate? I'm not doing it right, or they're wrong for me, or there's something wrong with them, when of course this is not the case. So this is how sometimes porn can be very damaging. It can also be very damaging to a couple when a man uses porn in replacement for sex, where they feel like, well, I don't want to face rejection from my wife. I don't want to bother my wife. I don't want to be vulnerable and ask for sex. I don't want to have sex in case I can't perform, in case I have premature ejaculation, or in case that I can't hold an erection. So let me just avoid sex and I'll just go and pleasure myself. And it's a way to avoid intimacy, to avoid rejection, to avoid fear of not performing. And then it becomes a habit, and then this distance a couple, and then the woman can feel like, well, they don't really love me, they're not making an effort, what's going on? And then if they find out that they've been using porn, they can feel, okay, I'm ugly, I'm not attractive, I'm not good enough in bed, and this can cause insecurities in the relationship. Also, if someone lies about porn, they say, no, I'm not using porn, and they are, and they get caught out, of course this causes mistrust and disconnection in the relationship. So this is how porn addiction and porn can cause so many problems in a relationship. So how can you navigate this? How can you overcome this? Well, you need to decide as a couple what's acceptable amount of porn use, what is not. For some couples, it's none. For some couples, it's in moderation. For some couples, it's watching porn together. For some couples, it's, you've got to work out what works for you both and what's healthy and reasonable for your relationship. And once you've decided that, it's agreeing on that. And of course, there's other steps you can take to rebuild your sexual chemistry, rebuild the passion. I often help couples to increase their libido. I've got an amazing hypnotherapy for women to increase your orgasms and the different types of orgasms you can have and the pleasure. And remembering that great sex starts in the mind, not in the body. So it's learning and exploring what's important in your body and releasing any sexual blocks in the mind so that you're free, you're confident, and you're really living your best, passionate, intimate relationship that you can. If you'd like to learn more about how I help couples, my audio programs, visit nicolabeer.com. And if you're not in my Facebook group, just search Nicola Beer Relationship Advice in Facebook. I'd love you to join me there. Thanks for watching.